Okay, we're continuing. This is like part 44, Best of the West and Art, Music, Movies by me, Pete Rogers. Here's the best statues. This is a statue of Apollo and the Five Nymphs. We're on page 339 in the book. So just another by the Palace of Versailles. And of course, it's an allusion to King Louis, like being like Apollo, okay, the Sun King, okay. But it's beautiful. It's magnificent. And there's one after another of these great Greek statues, okay. Classicism. The ancient Greeks, the ancient Romans, a lot of good stuff comes out of them. All right, let's go to the next one here. Here's a painting of Michelangelo showing his latest statue to Lorenzo Medici the Great, the Magnificent. Okay, and this painting is by Ottavio Vanini in 1630. So it was well known. The Medicis would have the young, talented artists come and live with them and practice their trade. And then they'd have the benefit of talking with the scholars over there, like Marsilio Ficino and Pico della Mirandola. So they would get the whole picture. Because in order to be a great painter, you first of all have to learn the techniques of painting or sculpting. But then you have to learn some knowledge so you're able to choose what's a good painting. Because I've reviewed many, many tens of thousands of paintings. And I can tell you, to make a great painting, you need the painter's skill, but you also need to pick a big theme. Because, you know, somebody paints an apple, it could be a nice still life, but who cares? You have to be able to compose the scene. And that requires a lot of education, thought, judgment, objectivity. Okay, here is the Pietà, the greatest statue of all time by Michelangelo. You know, his mother died when he was about 7 years of age, so of course he missed her. And this painting kind of shows that. You know, the love of the mother, she's sort of big and strong, like bigger than Christ, okay? And something beautiful and sad and magnificent about it all at the same time. From 1499 by Michelangelo, the Pietà. Okay, and here's a Christ by Gian Lorenzo Bernini. He was sort of the Michelangelo of the 1600s, of the Baroque era. Okay, Michelangelo was part of the Italian Renaissance, and then there's sort of the Counter-Reformation after that, then the Baroque. And here's a famous statue of St. Teresa in Ecstasy by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, 1651. Okay, religious ecstasy. Okay. Here is Persephone's Abduction by Hades, again by Gian Lorenzo Bernini, 1622. Okay. And explain how the Greeks explained winter. Anyways, just to give you an example, that was just to give you an example of some of these Greek and, they're Christian statues, but portraying, in this case, stories from Greek mythology. Anyways, it's magnificent. So the classic tradition, Greeks and Romans, and Christianity. Christianity is really syncretic, meaning it takes the best of cultures that it encounters and feeds it in, the melting pot, if you will. They're just magnificent. Hope you enjoyed that.